Hi, thanks for tuning in. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about dating during COVID and give you tips on maybe how you can approach that from a more conscious, heart-centered, and exciting and fun way. Let's do it! I'm excited! Before I get into the tips, of course, this comes from my own dating experience. And as I changed the way that I dated, because I was changing the person that I was, and not that there was anything wrong with that, but I was doing the inner work on myself, the way that I did things on my outsider work, because I was doing the inner work, the things outside started to change in very dramatic ways. Dating was no longer a drag for me. It became really fun, really exciting, and in some cases, it even became rewarding and enriching. So I want to be able to share all of that experience with you. Before I get into the tips and my experience, don't forget to subscribe and like if you're liking it so far. There's a lot of people that do YouTube videos and they love to put the bonus all the way at the end. But sometimes I like having my dessert first. So I'm gonna give you the super bonus high value tip right now. The number one thing, and I know this is kind of gonna come off as really common sense, or how some people like to say commonsensical. This is gonna come off as like, duh, only swipe right or only match with people that you really are genuinely interested in and you want to get to know. I know, right? Like, duh, of course, Lupita. No, that's not a duh. There's people out there, people that maybe someone, it might be you, that is watching this video right now and they are swiping right on people that they just are wondering, would I match with them? Would they really find me attractive? Would this really go somewhere? And then once they match with them, they never even respond or they talk to them. That's really, really not cool. If you want to start having meaningful relationships, something that's going to go far, if you want for that reciprocation, you're really looking for something original, something authentic, something loving, something passionate, something really fun, something sexy, something amazing, then only swipe on people you're interested in. Don't do the whole like, oh, I wonder. No. If you're wondering, what happens is that you don't know if that person is really interested in you when you match. And so once you match and you're just doing it for an ego boost or to get attention, you're adding onto the bad vibe barometer or bad vibe, I don't know, for the lack of better words, because it's really late. I'm doing this video really late. Really bad vibe bucket. What happens is if there's a guy out there that a lot of women are swiping right on and they're not getting conversation started, nothing goes from there, then he is going to go throughout life or go throughout this experience thinking that all women are like this dating app. And that is what we want to avoid. This is the same thing with women. If you are a man and you are matching with this woman and you are not having conversations with her, then she is going to go out into the world and her dating experiences or her dating experience is going to be like that. Like, why do they keep matching with me and they don't talk? Or it's only one word. Tip number one, it's important for you to keep in mind the audience that you want to attract. So if I want to attract a man that uses his heart, that values personal growth, that values passion, that is fun, that likes to smile and has a beautiful smile. It's important for me, number one, to be all of these things as well. And it's also important for me to know what it is that that man is going to find attractive. So I'm not saying don't be yourself. That's not what I'm saying. For example, I see this all the time with men in their profiles. They have things that women will particularly not be interested in. Like they're talking about sports a lot, and they're talking about fishing, and they're talking about hunting, and they're talking about whatever that thing is. If you want a partner that is interested in these things and this is really important to you, like this is a non-negotiable, they have to like these things because it's really important to you, then yes, include it in your profile. However, if it's not important to you, then a woman looking at a bunch of pictures of a guy fishing is just gonna be like, I don't get it. Like, is he trying to tell me that like this is all he cares about? It's the same thing with a woman. If you're posting pictures of just a whole bunch of duck face selfies and things like that and not showing what your interests are and not speaking to your personality, that might repel instead of attract the right people, the right person. Okay, so now let's get into the muscle of the profile now that we've covered the skeleton. Next tip, tip number 2, pictures. This goes back to tip number 1. If you're posting pictures that all look the same, you're not really giving this person a sample, or not so much, you're not really giving this person, I don't want to say a sample, but a deeper understanding of who you are. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you have a picture of yourself doing your favorite thing, most likely this picture is going to be of you having a good time or smiling. That is what you want to post the most of. That's what you want to show the most of. Because if you have inner happiness, if you have inner love, if you love yourself, if you have self-love, then it's going to be really easy for you to give it as well. And that is extremely attractive. Like really, really attractive. Confidence is sexy as fuck. When it comes to pictures, you want to also put pictures where they show different sides of you. Like one side where you're dressed up, and then another side where you're not dressed up, you're just bumming around. Another side where you are, doing something that you really enjoy. You want to include any of those pictures with makeup on and without. I cannot stress this enough as well. Try your best to post pictures that do not have filters on them. I cannot tell you how many times I get swiped right on for the mere fact that guys tell me, I really liked how you don't use filters on all your pictures. I really liked how I can see that you're beautiful even without makeup on. I really like how I can see that you really love yourself and you're very confident. It works. It works. So just believe in yourself and just do it. Last tip. Tip number 3. Body and text of the profile. In this portion, I repeat, you do not, I repeat, you do not, again, I repeat, you do not talk about what you don't want. Do not tell me about the things you don't want, because that puts a negative energy, a negative connotation within your profile. Recently, I came across someone that his pictures told me he was really happy. It seemed like he was a great dad. He had a great relationship, a relationship with his children. It looked like he was successful. He could dress up and he could dress down. It seemed like he was just very attractive from the pictures, and a whole all around perspective, like a sphere of attractiveness, right? But when I went to read the text of his profile, I was completely turned off. Like, the wording was very negative, and I was genuinely disappointed. I was genuinely disappointed. After I read it, I was like, oh man, are you kidding me? You're serious? They talk about what they don't want, what they're not looking for. Well, that's not what you're here for. You're not here to look for more of what you don't want. So why are you wasting words and letters on your profile talking about what you don't want? Talk about what you do want. I was like, I hate liars. Please don't overuse filters. What's up with women these days? And why do they always want this? And just like negative. It's just like, oh gosh. Why are you even, no wonder you can't find anyone. No wonder you're on here. No wonder you're single. I had to bring myself back from just thinking about all that negativity. You want to talk about what you do want. Tell me about what you want. Tell me about what you're passionate about. Tell me about how you want to treat that soulmate. Tell me how you want to approach her. Tell me about how you want your first date to go. Tell me about how you want your last first date to go. Tell me about how you're gonna feel when you're around her. Say those things. And this goes for women as well. Talk about that first date with him. Talk about, after you get to know him, how that kiss is going to feel. The woman that you are, and being in the presence of that man that you feel is for you. Talk about that and make it fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you found this video helpful, please like, and don't forget to subscribe. Share it if you feel like there's someone out there that needs to hear this message. I'm Lupita V from Lupita V Coaching, licensed psychotherapist, confidence coach, motivational speaker, and DJ. And like I mentioned previously in the video, confidence is key. It's not only attractive, it's also about self-love and knowing your worth and knowing that you're enough. And if this is a problem for you, please reach out to me. I'd love to get that conversation started. Click on the link below in the description to schedule a free consultation with me today. And remember, you have always been enough. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And now that I'm talking about tip, it makes me think of just the tip. Okay, you should, I don't want to say should because it's not nice to should on people. Put,